Thank you for joining us. I'm Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program at the El Paso Community College, and this is Mature Living. Thank you for joining us. We have an interesting show prepared for you today. Information about contract opportunities, about a wonderful symposium that's coming up in May. And so we want to make sure that you attend and you get all the information. So we've invited Daniel Portillo, who is a procurement specialist with the EPCC Contract Opportunity Center, and he's going to share all that information with us right now. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you, Ms. Mary. I really appreciate your invitation. The Contract Opportunity Center was established several years ago as a cooperative agreement between Department of Defense Logistics Agency and El Paso Community College. And we both receive grants from both institutions so that we can provide free services to our community with some exceptions, like a conference, like the conference we're going to talk about it, and specialized training. Our staff is a wonderful staff. We have four contracts, procurement specialists, and 4 support staff. We're all under the direction of Mr. Pablo Armendariz, our director. And we do these symposiums twice a year, but the Procurement and Contracting Symposium, which is our 15th, it's going to be held on May 21st at the from 8 o'clock to 4 p.m. at the Centennial Banquet and Conference Center, located at 11,199 Sergeant E. Churchill.
Is that at Fort Bliss?
It is a Fort Bliss,
the Centennial place. Oh, yes. That's a beautiful, big conference center. Big. Oh, is this your biggest event this year?
Yes, this is our biggest event. It draws close to 300 people. And we have an array of small businesses, government agencies, and prime contractors.
When do you register? How do you register?
Well, registrations, it's ongoing even up to the day of the event.
Okay.
However, I ask people to plan ahead and register. The registration per person is $35. And that includes, of course, all the conference events and a continental breakfast and a very delicious and nutritious breakfast. Small businesses will be participating, and they will be networking with government agencies representatives from the city. We will be teaching them. A few of the trainings will include how to do business with the federal government, how to do business with the city, how to do business with the state, how to do business with Texas Department of Transportation, the U.S. Corps of Engineers. So we're going to have all these panelists speaking about their agencies and how small businesses can go after contracting opportunities with this agency. It's a really very active conferences. You know, a lot of people have spoken of how they were very much impressed of the quality of the presentation of the presenters, the training, the experience that they received, how they connected with other government agencies, and as well as network with other contractors.
Wonderful.
We're going to have Guadalupe Valenzuela from the, it's a business analyst, she's from the city of El Paso, the Purchasing and Strategic Sourcing Department. She's going to be talking about doing business with the city of El Paso. Then we're going to have Deborah Carrejo. She also is a purchasing agent from the county of El Paso, and of course doing business with the county. And then Anthony Overbay, he is from Halaman Air Force Base, as the director business operations at Halaman. He's going to be doing business with Department of the Army at Halaman.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Actually, Department of the Air Force at Halaman Air Force Base. And then we're going to have Ms. Melissa Garcia. She is a small business specialist at the Mission and Installation Contracting Command here at Fort Bliss.
And then the Corps of Engineers representative.
Yeah, Ms. Carolyn Staton coming all the way down from Dallas, Texas.
Wow.
She's a lovely lady, and she always talks very enthusiastic about how to do business with the U.S. Corps of Engineers. We have several training sessions. They're going to be throughout the day. For example, we're going to talk about the senior, the wage and hour investigator. He's going to talk about the Department of Labor Davis-Bacon Act. That applies to construction contracts. Well, you know, our message is come and learn federal procurement with the state, with the city. Come network, come prepare, bring your business cards. Bring, if you're looking for a job, for example, there'll be a lot of contractors trying to hire project managers and the like. So bring your resume. Bring an ability to learn and a desire to learn and participate, don't be shy about it. Talk to anybody. Talk to everybody.
Where are you all located as far as
We
your
are
offices?
located at 9050 Viscount, and we're in Building B in room 540, and we're at the college's headquarters offices, the administrative offices. And plenty of space for parking. We always have events going on, so I tell people, come in. They can call us at, they can also register online. As a matter of fact, they can go to www.elpasococ-events.org, or they can call us at our number at 831-7762.
You make sure you call that number at the community college. Well, thank you for staying with us as promised. We're going to have another interesting conversation here. And so we've invited Jaime Arias. Thank you, Arras. Thank you for being here. You're a board member with the El Paso Border Patrol Museum, and it's located over at Trans Mountain. Now we're going to have to give the address a little later. But thank you for being with us. And then you've brought your president, actually your director, director of the museum, David Hamm. Thank you for being with us, David. Oh, there's so much to talk about because I haven't been to the El Paso Border Patrol Museum, and I need to get over there when I go to Northeast El Paso. Tell me a little bit about
well, you know, a lot of people who live here in El Paso, they've never been to the Border Patrol Museum. They pass by there sometimes, and they're curious about it, but they never stop over to see all the displays that we have, telling about the history of the Border Patrol. And the Border Patrol did start here in El Paso.
How many years ago?
Well, in 1924 officially.
Wow. 1924. So you're celebrating, and the location that you're in right now in Northeast, you're celebrating the
25 years.
25th.
Yeah, 1994, February of 1994.
It's a good time to go visit.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me about being the director of the museum and what your charge is and what are your goals and what would you wish for our community to know?
I kind of fell into that position. We had a lady who worked at the museum a number of years, and she was our director, and unfortunately passed away. I had been volunteering out there as president of the local board, and
they convinced you, huh?
they convinced me I probably should get paid for what I was doing, and so I worked part-time. We're really reaching out to family members of retired or passed away Border Patrol agents to see if they have anything they'd like to donate. As Jaime said, we started here, the Border Patrol was, when we were founded in 1924, was the first district to open up throughout the nation. And some people were very instrumental in starting the first training school, academy here.
Wow.
A lot of history started here.
Well, you're all Border Patrol agents.
Yes. We're both retired Border Patrol agents. Yeah. Every year we've been, sponsoring the Fallen Agent ceremony there at the museum. The very solemn ceremony, and some of the family members of the fallen agents, they come by and they, we pay their respects, and it's a very big ceremony. It's sponsored mainly by the El Paso sector of Border Patrol.
Yeah.
And,
They put on the ceremony. We just host the event.
That's
and
good.
we've been doing it out there since 1999.
Really? And how many families have come?
It depends. This past year, I believe we had around 33 family members from all over the United States came.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's a very solemn, very moving ceremony.
That's great. You have another museum nearby.
Next door, the El Paso Archaeological Museum.
So you can have two for the price of one, and it's
Right.
free.
And it's
isn't
free,
it?
yes.
Yeah, no admission charge and free parking.
And free
Yes.
parking.
Yeah.
And free. What are the hours and the days that y'all are open?
We're open from 9 to 5, Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay.
And,
So I need to get out there, right?
Right.
Yes.
You should.
And bring my out-of-town visitors.
Oh,
And if you have kids, grandkids, bring them. We have a very kid-friendly museum.
Very
There's lots of ATVs and Jeeps and stuff that the kids can get on.
yeah, you walk in and we have our past commissioners of Border Patrol there, and then you walk into a little bit of the history, going back to the Mississippi.
Well, what we do is chronicle through the years from when we started in 1924 all the way up to present day. And because of space constraints, we just kind of highlight some of the important events.
Yes.
Yes. And then from there, you can go and see various exhibits of things that Border Patrolmen do. We have a media room where you can watch videos. We have a gift shop. And on the other side, we have our 2 memorial rooms, which honor the 127 fallen agents. And then we have another memorial room honoring Azraq and Newton, which were 2 Border Patrolmen that were killed in the 60s. And then we have various vehicles and stuff. We have a Jeep and an ATV and a helicopter that the kids can get in and play on and get pictures taken and see more exhibits along the walls.
You know, I think our law enforcement here in this community, in El Paso and surrounding community, you have made us the safest city in the nation. And people don't understand that. They think that there's so much death here and war, and it's not. It's a beautiful community, and we respect our law enforcement branches, Border Patrol. Of course, there's Fort Bliss military. We've got the FBI. We've got everybody. We've got our police department, our county sheriffs. We're just a great community to live in, and we want volunteers to visitors to come and see.
I certainly agree with that. Yes, I've been here since 1987, and
Isn't this just a beautiful community?
enjoy living here.
And Jaime, what is your message?
Well, really, we have a great cooperation with all the other agencies, like you said, the Mexican Consulate, the Mexican Police, the Mexican Federal Police, the FBI, Secret Service. There are a lot of law enforcement agencies stationed here at El Paso.
Yes.
And we all, when we were working, we all cooperated with them, trading information to kind of keep the peace here along the border.
Absolutely.
Because El Juarez, our
feel
sister
safe.
city, we
Feel safe.
keep
Thanks
that
to y'all. Do you think that the Border Patrol has changed over the years to what it is now? I know it's grown, it's just ballooned. When you were Border Patrolman.
Oh yeah, the weapons have changed.
Technology is the biggest advance. When we came in, when you would write someone up or something, it was either a ballpoint pen or a manual typewriter.
Yeah.
Now it's all done electronically. That's, to me, the biggest change. And when we came in, there were about 2,000 agents, maybe nationwide. I came in a year after Jaime did. And now there's that many just in El Paso alone.
Wow, it's amazing.
The sector, yeah.
What a story. Well, we're going to have to get out there. I know there's no charge to come, and you're accepting donations. If anybody has a family member that left something, was in the Border Patrol, that would like to be donated so that other people can share and enjoy. And we thank you for your service. We thank you for your service. Definitely, you're an important part of this community.
Thank you.
We appreciate you
being
coming
here.
down and telling us and reminding us the El Paso Border Patrol Museum is open its doors, is doing well.
That's
Thank you.
Come see us.
Thank you. And we'll be sure and give you a phone number because we do need to mention that. It's area code 915-759-6060.
That's right.
Is that correct? And you're located in the northeast part,
4315 Trans Mountain.
4315 Trans Mountain. Thank you again for coming.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
We'll be back with more guests. Well, thank you for joining us. Of course, this is Mature Living. I'm Mary Yanez, and I have some very special guests. Not television personalities, but radio personalities, and they've got a lot of things to talk about. They've been gathering for some time, and they are the radio locutores of the past. And I want to reintroduce you to these wonderful people. We've got Don Pearson, who is a news producer, a director for Radio Sol, and you brought this fellow over here that is very well known as Dale Gas. So we have Manny Ogas, who also is a radio announcer. Thank you for being with us. Tell me about your project, what it is that you're doing. Where do we begin? Let's begin with Manny.
Yes, we started back in, well, Don and I have been friends for over 40 years now. We worked together at radio station Radio Sol back in the late 70s.
Wow.
And entonces, Don was a salesman, and I saw his potential in his voice. He speaks a lot of Spanish, and he always had a newspaper with him. So I said, you know what, Don, we need a newsman. So I gave him the newspaper, make me a little news. So he recorded it, and yeah, from there on, he was our news director, and he also produces commercials, and he's very creative. He's very good to do commercials.
Don, so you're not originally from El Paso. You look like you're maybe in the east part of the country.
Well, I was born near Boston and lived there for about 12 years, and then my teen years between 12 and 20 was in Southern California, and then after I got out of the Army, I came here to El Paso 50 years ago.
Wow. And so did we change you already?
Oh,
into
yes.
a Mexi?
Oh, yes.
He likes Mexican food.
Every day I go around speaking more Spanish than English, and you can tell when I'm talking
And you
English.
show off. And you probably show off that you know Spanish. And so tell me about those years in Radio Sol. And that voice, isn't it amazing? His voice is amazing. It's a radio voice.
Thank you. Well, we were having a go at competing with Radio Cama, which was also very popular in those days.
Yes.
And we had a philosophy of trying to sound very natural on the air, instead of whoa, 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 whoa. Some stations do, and not necessarily talking about Cama, but a lot of people got on there and talk kind of weird.
And just like this show, we want to be natural, It's like
Exactly,
that's
yeah,
why they like it. Yes.
Exactly, not putting echo on it or any kind of special effects, just
Yeah, it was
direct.
Great years. Tell me about the 70s and tell me about the project and bringing people together.
Yeah, entonces we got together, and we used to go out eat a lot, and we would always remember our times, and then we would say like, hey, I wonder what happened to Steve Crosno, whatever happened to Capitan Sangre, Raymond Mesa, whatever happened to Jorge Crisman, all these old DJs, and I say, you know what, Don, since we have Facebook very popular, let's reach out to see who participates. So we invited people that we got a hold of, and we did our first reunion back like in June at a restaurant, and we only 5 of us showed up. Okay, we didn't quit there. We kept going. We put pictures on Facebook. Then we did another one, and I guess we had like 7 people show up. And then that one right there
Look
is,
at this,
we got like 18, 19, 20.
Yes.
And it was a good show. And we it seems like some of them do, some of them come, others come.
Yes,
like,
and so-
like this last one we have our meetings every first Sunday of the month at a restaurant here, Señor Fish, on Viscount. At 2 o'clock. So people want to go. By all means, everybody goes para que nos conozca, and we got some books, and we got some T-shirts, caps that we.
And you probably had some fans that will probably want to show up and hear
We
you
have.
on the radio and say, "Oh, I want to meet. I want to
they're
ignite
welcome.
my memories."
They're welcome to come.
Yeah.
2 o'clock, first Sunday of every month at Senor Fish.
Very good.
Yeah, we meet there, and we have a lot of fun. I mean, you're talking about 2 o'clock. They close at 8, so we leave about 9. And I mean, it's like,
That's El Paso for you.
Because you're talkers. I mean, can you imagine the conversation? That place is jumping with conversation.
we had 2 new ones that this past Sunday, because it was the first Sunday of the month, and we had Jose Luis Torres. He had gone to Houston. He was a news director for Cama back in the 70s, and then he was the news director for Canal 26, Channel 26
Yes.
for the longest time. So he came from Houston. He lives now in Las Cruces, and he showed up this Sunday. And we had Teresa Fendi de la Cruz that I hadn't seen
Teresa
forever.
Fendi.
And she
Oh.
was there too, and it was like,
it's getting great.
Yeah, and you know, and we had a lot of our members that didn't go for reasons, but it's very interesting. I mean, it's
Yes.
it's nice. It's
How
nice to
how
remember.
are y'all going to incorporate? And you've got some notes here. You've got a booklet. Tell me about is it 2 issues or the first issue?
Well, the first
show us
edition, we thought it up in November, and already by January we had it out.
It's a radio
and
scrapbook.
It's filled with 320 pictures,
How beautiful.
radio announcers, a little bit of TV, and we're coming out with another one at the end of this month that it also has more radio and TV announcers and musicians this time.
Who recognizes y'all? Nobody. So you just kind of came together and say, hey, we're going to do it ourselves. Are you selling these books? Because we can buy these, right?
Yes,
or we can order them, or how
Yeah, we sell them at our meetings or on Facebook. They can look me up on Facebook, Manny Ogas,
Okay.
and request me as a friend. Plus, we also have two group pages on Facebook. One is Radio Locutores of the Past group page, and the other one is the local musicians and local talent group page, also on Facebook, so they can request us as a member, and then there they can order the. We
And I want to give your email now.
Yes,
So that they can
Dale Gas. 6.
number 6 at AOL.com.
Yes,
So they can.
yes.
And then also you're going to bring some music legends together as well.
Yes, on our the first book is going so well. We made them both English and Spanish. I mean, this is a scrapbook in English. Then we have the Libro of Recuerdos in Spanish. A whole different. It's the same thing, but English literature and Spanish literature. It's been doing so well. We got most of our DJs on here, but we missed a few, so we decided to do the second, which is the one we're on the works right now, and we said, well, we don't have enough DJs to cover a whole 64-page book. So I said, you know what, let's put television personnel. Canal 26, Telemundo, etc. from El Paso.
Estela Casas.
Stella
qué
Casas is
bonito,
here.
yes.
Also,
All of these wonderful.
I decided to put the legends, musicians, músicos.
Oh, yes. And we've honored the music legends, Raul Montes.
Raul
one
Montes
of
from
them
a group
among
called
many.
El Paso.
And he's coming out in the second edition also.
Yes, and I call them the music legends of El Paso that
Excellent,
the
yes,
community college through our senior adult program have honored.
Excellent.
We've honored over 60 music legends in 5 years. We want to do another one, so we might invite
That
you
is
guys to
great.
come together with us, and let's do it as a big.
You know, our main purpose
event.
is getting the group together, recognizing us, nosotros, like.
Absolutely.
It so happens that I do go to a shopping, Walmart or whatever, and somebody will recognize me. Hey, dale gas. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Dónde está? Where's this? Where's that? So now it's in the book. If you want to know where everybody is,
Yes.
mostly everybody.
And
they're
we
in the book.
hope that Steve Krasno, maybe he'll show up. I don't know.
He'll show up in our
I don't
dreams like
think so.
always. But we do have on the first book and on the second book we do mention, we do have his pages. Steve
Yeah,
Krasno.
this is-
Oh, that's very nice.
Steve Krasno, and él es.
He's a legend.
He's a legend. He's like I worked with Steve Krasno back in the 80s at KSET. I guess he's like our mentor. He's like our godfather. The godfather of radio.
What a character, so unique.
Really.
There's no other. There hasn't been another one like Steve. But you guys, you're pulling it together. The radio locutores of the past.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, keep doing it. I mean, what's wrong with that? You just make up your own party, right? Thank you for being with us. We've run out of time, but we'll invite you back and see how it's going.
I would be glad to come.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you for having us.
mean, Don.
Not Steve Krasno.
Steve someplace.
He's probably in here, yeah.
He's probably here. Don Pearson, and of course, Manny Ogas. Thank you for being with us.
Thank
and
you for
we'll be
inviting
back
us.
with more guests. Well, thank you for staying with us here on Mature Living. We want to highlight our students from the artistic welding classes that we offer through the senior adult program. And our instructor is Gabino Gutierrez, who's been doing a tremendous job with the students, as you'll see, the creations that they're making, these artistic creations that they do in the welding lab here at the college at the ATC. Thank you for being with us. We've invited now Mr.
Thank you.
Carlos Gutierrez and Jose Araujo. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Mary.
I want to start by asking both of you, how did you get interested in trying out an artistic welding class?
In my case, Mary, I was taking, I would say, computer classes under the senior adult program. After going through most of them, I continued looking at the catalog, and I got to see that they had artistic welding. So I wanted to try something else so I could transfer some of my skills from carpentry to welding, dealing with different material and everything. Has been very fascinating. That's why I've been staying for 3 years now.
3 years you've been going to classes on
Every
Saturdays?
Saturday from 8 to 10. And unfortunately, 2 hours is not enough, but it's enough. If we plan, it requires planning, be prepared, preparation, and lots of patience.
Yes.
Because it's a slow process, and the way that you have to have your stock, in other words, your supply, the metal, and you have to measure it and cut it and make sure everything is properly done, and then goes into the weld and make sure that you're using the.
And you brought a couple of pieces that are the purple ones,
Right,
Because
correct.
you're building a kind of a design for like a fence or a partition.
Right. That is correct. I got the idea from my instructor that provided us with handouts, obviously, instruction and everything. Everything is measured to the 3/8, 1/16, whatever. Okay.
It's
So I decided to look into my backyard, start to lay some saltillo tile, but I wanted to enhance the rest of my stone wall.
Yes.
So I came out with the idea of transferring, pretty much doing scrolls, we call them rizos in Espanol, little scrolls on them, to beautify as much as I could all along the fence.
That's beautiful. That
It
color is
takes
beautiful.
time, and it's coming along pretty good.
Very good. Carlos,
Thank you.
tell me how long you've been taking the artistic welding class.
Artistic welding, I've been on it for about 5 years, ma'am. Welding at the old tech in Arizona.
Oh my
I took a basic welding. I saw the ad of the artistic welding on the community college. My first project was the sun.
The
and
sun,
because
yes.
Gabino showed me how to what you call a scroll maker,
Yes.
and that's how you make the twists and circles and this and that.
Yes.
He's the one that showed me.
You find these molds somewhere? How do you get a mold like the horse, like for that
No,
address?
the horse, I started it by buying the metal from a company that sells the metal, and then I picked it up by using the plasma cutter. We have a plasma cutter there too. The welding machines are electric. The plasma cutter is electric. Everything is electric there.
We could talk forever.
Yes.
yes.
But we're running out of time.
Right,
here.
correct.
But thank you
Right.
for being with us, and
You're more than
we
welcome.
encourage
Appreciate
seniors
being
to
there.
come.
Yes, we would
Yes.
like to very much invite them. And don't be intimidated. Just give it a try, and I'm sure you're going to get started with it. You're going to love it.
And yes, thank you. And give us a call at the office, area code 915-831-7801 if you want more information on artistic welding or any of the classes that we offer through the college senior adult program.